So right here we're looking at the limit of 6t plus 4t divided by t secants of t as t approaches 0. And the very first thing that I like to do, even though there's trig functions within this limit, the very first thing I like to do is just to try substitution. But when we do, um, well, the sign of 6 times 0, well, that's the sign of 0. Um, so that goes to the sign of 0 is 0. And 4 times 0 is 0. And 0 times the secant of 0, well, the secant of 0 is 1, but you got to multiply it times 0. So you get this indeterminate form, excuse me, I'm sorry, of 0 over 0. And so when I have that indeterminate form with the trig functions, I like to go back to the rule that I have that says the limit as theta approaches 0 of a sine of theta over a theta, um, and that will equal 1. Okay, so I want to see if I can rewrite this so that I fit that rule. Well, I think what I did end up doing is split that numerator. I just split it, kept the denominator, and did two fractions. So you can see that here. And when you do that, it's a good bit more clear, because what happens um, is we have some cancellation right here of the t, and I don't see any cancellation happening right there, but I am able to use my rule almost if I just manipulate the function a bit. If I put a 6t right there, my theta it would be the sine of theta over theta. Well, I can't just simply add that 6t there in the denominator and not multiply in the numerator as well. Okay, so what happens is this step, which I mean pretty much looks exactly the same as that one. It's just cleaned up. From here, going from here to here, what I did is I called this on the end. Excuse me, can't see that very well. I called this on the end just the number 4, and I added the number 4 to the end because the secant of 0 is equal to 1, and 4 divided by 1 is 4. So I just took that out of the limit completely and called it 4. And I split this guy up into my rule so that it fit my rule right here. And everything else went into a different, this is everything else right here, went into a different fraction and just multiplied it together. I mean, this is equal to this. I just kind of split it up so I could see it better visually, I guess. And I put, here's my rule, sine of 6t over 6t, and everything that was left was 6 secants of t. And when I evaluate that limit, of course, this one goes to 1, and 6 divided by the secant of 0 is 6. So I got 1 times 6 plus 4 for an answer of 10.